Good afternoon. Today on Business Success in Six with Stacie, I have Bernard Runo here from Adagio Sound Healing Studio in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Bernard, thank you for jumping on with me today.
Thank you for having me, Stacie.
It's my pleasure. I'm really excited to share your unique business with our clients and community. So if it's okay, I'm going to ask you 6 questions about your business.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. When people ask you what your business does, how do you describe Adagio?
So Adagio Sound Healing Studio offers alternative holistic healing services through the modalities of sound therapy and indigenous Filipino manual medicine.
That
Sound
sounds
healing through different instruments like the bowls you see behind me, the Himalayan or Tibetan singing bowls, the crystal singing bowls. I have frame drums, gongs, chimes. I use also a very large tuning forks. And also, because I've been a musician all my life, I've been playing violin for over 50 years, guitar, piano, and I sing. Um, and then also the indigenous healing, because I'm a descendant of shamanic healers from the Philippines. So um, something that's not 100% new, but maybe new to the US and then maybe definitely new to Milwaukee.
definitely. Well, and you say not really new because people have been doing this for how long? I mean, you know better than me. Um,
Yeah, well, obviously sound therapy has been practiced for hundreds, if not thousands of years. These bowls are from India and those traditions go back many, many years. Um, what sets my practice apart is
mhm.
I have this custom made instrument here, which is called the monochord. And this particular one has been custom made to go right on the human body, and it fits. You essentially become part of the instrument, and the vibrations will be penetrating your body, and you get the benefits of those healing vibrations. Um, and because this science backs it up now, uh, any expecting mother, has gone through ultrasound, so that's using sound waves to see what's going on inside your body. But
Mhm.
they use sound waves as well now to zap kidney stones. So
Incredible.
anybody who's had kidney stones, a lot of times this is the least invasive type of surgery and very effective. So it's just goes to show you. Science this is it's backed by science, and it's really nothing new, but this holistic type of healing it's an emerging field right now, and um, not a lot of people are familiar with it, and it's hard to describe. You really just have to experience it.
Incredible. I'm so looking forward to it. So some of the benefits, this is just a little side question with healing. Can you dive just a little bit deeper into that? Is it like calming? Obviously, you talked about the kidney stones that are getting zapped. Share a little bit more about the healing or the experience
Sure.
that you could have from that.
Well, I think most everyone is familiar with the transformational power of music. I mean,
Mhm.
the right song can inspire you to jump up out of your chair and dance, uh, really bring out some deep-seated emotions. The right song can touch your heart and make you cry, and the
Mhm.
right song can get you very relaxed. And it is when you reach that relaxed state that you are most open to healing.
Mhm.
And so even my instruments, like the monochord, is tuned to a C and G chord, and that chord is called in music terms the perfect fifth, uh, which is the bass chord of all music, starting with the low C, but it is also the chord that's associated with healing.
Wow.
So, and that could be healing on a physical level, emotional, um, psychological. It can be, if you have a lot of deep-seated issues, depression, anxiety, if you have insomnia, it can really um, get you into that theta brainwave state where you are most relaxed to kind of let go of what's ailing you.
Yes.
When I use this weighted auto tuning fork, when it's struck and it's right on your body, the vibrations that it produces penetrate your cells and reduce inflammation. And
Wow.
I firsthand, I had an accident several years ago. I fell off a stage after a gig, and I just really messed up my knee. And I visited a sound therapist in River West, and she used one of these guys on my knee, and the vibrations um, reduced the inflammation in the matter of 3 days. I went from, let's say, an 8 pain level to a 3 pain level, and I was a little skeptic, at first. I really was, but a lot of people in this field come from more of the metaphysical side of this field. I came from more of a tactical, practical musician perspective, and so I know the power of vibration. And when I felt that the vibrations through my knee, it reduced the inflammation, and I could not only walk regularly, I could jump, I could dance, even
Wow.
a couple of days.
How wonderful is that? Well, thank you for sharing that. My next questions for you are, what were your plans when you started your business and how has that changed?
This question hit really close to home for me because I was really honestly planning to do this business in retirement, and
Okay.
then COVID happened,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden I had all this time because I was let go from my job, like many of us were,
Mhm.
and like many of us was trying to find something meaningful and uh, more impactful, and how we can help heal ourselves, but not only our community at large. I had attended a music conference in Barcelona in 2016, and I was first exposed to this particular instrument, and it really resonated with me, and it really piqued my curiosity to the point where, like, I'm not going to wait for retirement. I'm going to do this now.
Wow.
And it took a few years, but I got certified, and then got my other certification at the school in California for the indigenous Filipino healing, and here we are.
That's so wonderful. And you have background like DNA wise in this too. So it's almost like natural that it's come through you to this point. You want to share a
It,
little bit more about that?
yeah. So there's a big festival in LA County every year, called the FPAC, the Festival of Filipino Arts and Culture, and it's a huge call out to many indigenous groups. My tribe is present every year, of course. There was this gentleman by the name of Virgil, that I met there, who is actually the authority on our indigenous healing practices. He's actually written several books on the subject, The
Okay.
Art of the Ancient Healer, The Way of the Ancient Healer. He's a very well respected authority in Filipino martial arts as well as healing. He literally wrote the book. And I came up to him and I told him, I said, well, I'm descended from healers. And before I could even say anything, he grabbed my forearm to feel my pulse because he knew what was going to come next out of my mouth. And he said, yeah, you've got it. You've got the gift.
Wow.
You should go ahead and run with it. And then he opened up a school recently in Walnut, California, and I was one of the first students who signed up for the Indigenous Healing certification. So it's actually, we can now get certified in these practices in his school. So you don't have to travel all the way to the Philippines. If you're in the Midwest, you can just come see me.
That's incredible. Well, congratulations on that. My next question for you is, what is the biggest way you impact the community? I think one's pretty obvious, but I'd love for you to share a little bit more.
Oh yeah. Where we were all going through, especially really coming out of COVID. Many of us lost uh, loved ones,
Mhm.
friends, family, um, coworkers, A lot of us lost our jobs, our livelihoods. Some of us lost homes.
Mhm.
Um, and it was time, for some really deep, serious healing. And I think in order to be an effective healer, you really have to know what real pain is about. And I think a lot of us, uh, individually as well as collectively, experience that. So I think it makes us, because we all know what real pain is. We all want to help each other
Yeah.
heal, and that's really at the root of what my practice is about. Um, and like in my head, I wanted already approach like the fire station here in Merrill Park just opened, like I think a month or two ago, and I'm going to go over there and say, hey, you guys, first responders, you take care of us, you take care of our community. Let let me give something back to you guys, and things like that. And for several years, also, I've been involved in another musical group. Um, that performs around locally at the sites of shootings and accidents. And we play music at that site to heal the community. And even what I do in church as the cantor, I'm inspired every week to bring um, some type of healing or inspiration to my congregation through music and song. So I do this not only through my practice, but I do this, also through church and through the other groups that I play with. So it's really kind of natural for me to bring this to the community at large.
Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. Thank you for all that, doing all of those different things. What is one challenge that you have faced that other business owners could learn from?
Well, because this is an emerging field, again, not a lot of folks right now are kind of familiar with these instruments and what they sound like and what they do. So it's a little bit more about educating people. So thank you so much, Stacie, for giving me this platform. It's hopefully going to be a vehicle um, to show people and educate them a little bit more about what sound therapy is, certainly about Hilot, or the indigenous Filipino healing arts. Uh,
Mhm.
it's about education and exposure and letting people know, hey, there's something new that's out there. Give it a try. You might like it. You might really benefit from it.
Absolutely. It's very, very exciting. I can see how it's going to be growing already. I've started to hear about it. So I want to thank you for actually educating people on it as well. I'm excited to share this for you. My fifth questions for you is, what does the future look like to you? And do you have an exit plan?
So now I've always had quite a few friends who do massage therapy and who do energy work. And they have told me, you are getting into this really at the right time, because they see energy work like Reiki,
Mhm.
like sound therapy, to be like the next emerging field in holistic healing. A lot of folks are now a little bit more open to Eastern medicine, and so I think it's the right time, the right time to be doing this. And so I see myself collaborating with a lot more energy workers and healers. It's going to become more commonplace to be featuring these type of services in some upscale spas. A lot of spas who offer massage offer different types of massage, including Reiki, and this I can see can go along in conjunction with or as a separate treatment. So it's going to become a lot more mainstream in the next few years. My exit plan hopefully will be to eventually retire from that day job, and I can do this a little bit more full time, allowing more time for clients. I do a lot of groups, but I also do a lot of one-on-one individual therapy as well. And the one drawback of having to have a day job is that I don't have as much time for my clients. But I can see myself, my exit plan and my hope is that I don't have to wait until retirement age. That this business will reach a point where it can actually sustain me financially to allow me to buy more instruments. I have my sights on a couple of really cool gongs.
Cool.
They're those are the only kind of really expensive things, are the instruments, the
Sure.
upkeep, um, and then maybe yeah, just to be doing this, what I love a lot more. What was supposed to be a retirement business to be more of a full-fledged thing for me.
Absolutely. Thank you. Spoken like a true musician too. You got to get the next musical instrument. Absolutely. Because that creativity and that art just keeps going. I love that you shared that. My final question for you today is, all subjects open. What inspires you most, Bernard?
What inspires me most are when I see random acts of kindness. You know, they had on the news the other day the brother and sister who had a fundraiser for a bulletproof vest for a canine um, officer in Tosa. That for me, those things, when I see that in young children, that really inspires me a lot. You know, part of my job also this past holiday season, I was actually answering a lot of letters to Santa at my work. So I got a lot of letters from young kids, you know, and one letter in particular really pulled at my heartstrings. It was a young boy. You know, most kids wish for a doll or a toy truck or PlayStation. This young man wished for nothing but world peace. And I I can't help but get very teary-eyed when I think about when I read this letter, because it gives you real hope for the future. And when I see that, especially in young people, um, that really gives me hope for the future. And to know that we're in good hands, you know, and especially after all we've been through these past 3 years, to still find young people who think that way and who have the biggest hearts, who don't think about themselves but think about their community and the world at large. Um, those are things that inspire me. And so, you know, when somebody, um, one of my classmates recently, um, Christine, hi Christine, she she's an artist. She's a massage therapist. She was in my sound therapy class, but she also just randomly did a portrait of me. You know, it's not like I asked her or anything. She just did a portrait of me in my native garb, and she just randomly just showed it to me. She emailed me and said, "Hey, I made a portrait of you. I hope you like it."
Aw.
And I was so very touched by that most personal gift. I will be using it to promote my business because it was really heartfelt. You know, it was
Awesome.
really, woo! I get goosebumps when I think about what she did. And so my promise to Christine to thank her for that gift was to pay it forward. I said, well, you know, now I'm inspired to pay it forward. And so what I would say to people is be that pebble that's thrown into the pond. You know, be be what inspires people, and it is contagious. You know, when you show that kindness to people, it will inspire other people to be kind and more caring. And you know, no big surprise, we're both in this holistic healing class together. But it just goes to show, you know, where we're coming from, you know, that we're all kind of on the same page, that we all think about others and
Mhm.
and the community and healing. And that's really, it's not a complicated message. It's very simple. And I think that message, you know, it crosses all cultures, all religions, you
Yes,
know, and
absolutely.
that's it's so wonderful to be in a circle of people who do it, you know, who do it like for real, you know. And it can be anything. You don't have to be a sound therapist or a doctor. You could be, you know, participating in your church's food drive or clothing drive, and it
Mhm.
doesn't have to be all the time, you know. But that's what inspires me the most, and I'm grateful to have a platform to be able to offer that to people too. So,
Absolutely.
and for you, Stacie, also for giving us this platform. You know, that's a for real thing. You do a lot to promote other businesses like mine. So thank you
It's
for that.
it's truly my pleasure. I completely agree with you, being that pebble, like throwing that in, because when you said that, I just started thinking the actual ripple effect, that small little impact that can just positively or negatively impact the world. So when you talk about that inspiration and how beautiful that is, I just want to thank you for that and giving me the opportunity to share this. So thank you. Now tell me, Bernard, if somebody wants to get in touch with you to experience sound therapy, what is the best way for them to do so?
Sure. So I do have a website, adagiosoundhealing.com. All my contact information's there, my phone number, my email. You can set up an appointment via the website. Just shoot me an email. We're on Facebook, so we occasionally do group sound baths, either for the full moon or new moon if I don't already have private clients
Okay.
booked up. What I can do also, it's when we talked about sharing. If you are into a if you're really in need of a one-on-one experience, that's great. But you can also come in as a couple. What we've been experiencing a lot is a lot of groups of folks who, when you share that experience, it's just a lot more intense because you all bring that intention of
Yeah,
group healing. And when you can share that experience, it's just so much more powerful and impactful. So, if it's one-on-one couples or a group, small, large group, I've done groups up to almost 30 people. So yeah, it's kind of like a mini concert, but it's just for you,
that's
and it's
incredible.
all about healing. It's all about reaching a peaceful state of mind, relaxed state of mind, which, we all need that.
You do, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time today. I'm so excited to share this with you. And it happens to be the full moon today. So enjoy that beautiful full moon.
Yes, yes. So, maraming salamat sa lahat at mabuhay. In my native language, that means so much. Thank you so much for everything, Stacie.
It's my
Thank
pleasure.
you, thank you.
Thank you. I don't know how to say that, but I'm sending that energy back to you. Take care,
All
Bernard.
right. Take care now.